insane, Psychonauts.
So basically today, I'm going to be reading you out this realistic explanation of Salvia's effects. It's a Reddit post that I stumbled upon a few days ago on the Salvia subreddit. It was posted by the user TZMac 4 years ago. It's an excellent summarization of Salvia's effects whilst also staying grounded and not too woo-woo. So if you're only just getting into sort of psychedelics and finding out what they really are, this is a great way of learning about possibly the weirdest of them all, Salvia divinorum, which is a psychoactive plant containing the potent psychedelic Salvinorin A, used traditionally by Mazatec shamans in shamanic and spiritual rituals. Salvia is an extremely powerful hallucinogen, and much of its effects are very difficult to put into words. To no one's fault, many trip reports are just all over the place, hard to follow or understand. Many of Salvia's more minor effects are never fully explained or put into words. I'll attempt to explain this fascinating drug with the most realistic idea of what somebody might expect when taking the journey. Everybody is different and may experience different things. What I'm describing in this post are core effects that many people experience similarly. I've experienced well over 100 plus trips in Salvia, from the lowest of doses to the highest, all via smoking. I have no experience with alternative routes of administration. Keep in mind that when dealing with Salvia extracts, the smallest change in the size of a hit can make the absolute biggest difference. Salvinorin A is active in micrograms, and just an extra wisp of smoke could sometimes mean the difference between a threshold experience and a high-intensity trip. Threshold dose. Sensation of a small drop in temperature. Peculiar skin sensations described as static electricity, sandpaper, pins and needles, disintegration, and a sensitivity as if one's clothes are abrasive and uncomfortable. Sudden change in atmosphere, as if the world or oneself has paused, buffered, or become quieter. Heavy sensations of some kind of gravity in one's body, heavy limbs, downward pulling force, or a sweeping rotational pull. A loose or slippery feeling to one's body and joints. A lethargic body high that may make the muscles feel weak, heavy, or very loose. Spontaneous confusion and slurred speech. Spacing out, staring off into space, a look of stupor. Daydream-like thoughts that seem to be superimposed over reality, like as if one is having visual hallucinations in the mind, with their eyes open. Finally, a change in colour and clarity that appears vivid, but lacking in hue and shadow. A solid appearance to everything's colour. Mild dose. 2D, flat, or cartoon-like appearance to everything. Colours become simple as if every shape is filled in with one solid colour, like clip art from Windows 98. Gravity sensation intensifies and becomes very strong, and powerfully spinning, rotating and wheel-like. Confusing lapses in timeline of events, like all the cutscenes have been rearranged, spliced, repeated, looped and distorted. Sensation of feeling very stuck, as if repeating a series of thoughts or events. Choppy splices of the world being lifted or ripped away from one's eyes, that may correlate to the rotation of the gravity effect, like a deck of cards that spread out, or the pages of a book being flipped. Audio hallucinations that may come in the form of white noise, as well as waves, laughing, music boxes, random movies, TV shows, characters, people's voices, circus music, etc. That all carousels around one's head, and as if trying to reach a loud crescendo that's never reached. Dissociation becomes more intense, and begins to completely detach one from all reality. Forgetting what is happening, or that one is even on a drug, where they are, or how long they have been feeling the effects for are also present. Anxiety and panic. Unsettling feelings of having made a mistake, being trapped, helpless, stuck forever. Moderate dose. Bizarre dreamlike hallucinations that are completely unlike the visuals of any other hallucinogen. Random objects that seem like bottles, accordions, toys, clothes, etc. These vividly appear and morph, as if one is becoming these objects, or some mechanistic process that involves them. The hallucinations move through space in a manner that cannot be explained by the geometry that we know. and one may feel swept up along with it all like a tornado. A shift in familiarity that may feel very familiar, nostalgic, déjà vu-like, or extreme unfamiliarity and alienness. It may also feel like both of these effects are simultaneously occurring. The gravity sensation has become so intense that one's body is now travelling, moving, or being pulled into a different location or away from Earth and reality. Themes of rotating wheels, conveyor belts, infinite loops, books, fluttering pages, rapid cycling and layers, that are all incorporated into the hallucinations that one sees. Strong dose. Rapid breakdown of reality that may feel like one is being astral projected or ripped away from everything at high speeds. This may be disorienting. Feelings of terror and complete panic. Often this feeling paralyzes you in a hopeless commitment for what lies ahead. Total ego death. A shaking vibration just moments before the onset of effects. Becoming completely detached from all reality, as the hallucinations don't just take over the field of view, they become everything, and replace the world with 100% new and alien landscapes. Entities and presence of some character that may seem taunting, aggressive, and otherwise malevolent. Being thrown into strange scenarios and processes, like becoming an inanimate object for what seems like eternity, or existing as the groove in the rubber of a conveyor belt. Feeling as if one has to move through many layers of events to get back to reality in processes involving suffering, fear, learning, and respect. As Salvia wears off, some people may feel as if they just snapped out of a dream, but with lingering sensations that feel stuck to you, and as if you got to wipe or brush it off you ASAP, because you're just thankful that you made it back to reality. Intense dose. Strong blackout memory. At this dose you may awaken to find yourself in a different location than you remember, or surrounded by concerned friends. Many people report zero recollection of the effects at doses these strong, but other people see the user acting strange and unresponsive. These doses are dangerous to do alone, as you could easily hurt yourself.